There's only one. Bamba, Tracy, Angel, and Biddle, like it has been for the past several weeks for Oregon. Nick Kern makes back-to-back starts, and Puff Johnson back from his absence on Wednesday in the starting lineup for the Nittany Lions, who control the tap here on their home floor.
And Mike Rhodes said without Ace Baldwin, you think about it defensively, but offensively as well. One of the best assist men in the country. You have to do it collectively, or the Nittany Lions without Ace Baldwin offensively.
Well, Freddie Dillion's a guy that can help him out.
Dillion is slowly but surely finding his groove. Keep in mind, did redshirted year at Tennessee, only played about 5 minutes a game last year, so he is just getting his game groove over the last handful of games.
Well, this is good against good. Good Penn State defense against one of Dana Altman's best offensive teams he's had in a while, as Biddle misses to open up the day for the Ducks.
I think Biddle from the three-point line is something that I'm going to have my eyes on here today.
Nick Kern gets fouled, coming off a couple of really good games for Dana Altman, a guy that you know, Nick.
Yes.
Very, very well.
Yeah, played for Coach Altman for 2 years when he was at Creighton. And certainly what he has gone on to do in Eugene, Oregon speaks for itself as a Final Four banner. And talking about a guy that done it for a long time at a really high level. And he's got a good team this year, and they found different ways to win.
We're going to make you feel old as the day goes on, because we've got some pixelated black and white photos of you and Coach to share with the audience.
Gosh. I need to get some higher quality photos to not age me so much here.
High quality people, low quality photos. That's what they say.
I like that.
Kern splits him at the line. Oregon down their second trip on this end. It's one of the most efficient offenses in the Big Ten and in the country. A lot of different guys that can hit you from the perimeter and inside, with Nate Biddle down there. Here is Biddle, an improved outside shooter lately. Takes it on Niederhauser, leaves it short, and the rebound for Kern.
Pretty good contest to the three-point line to force the drive, and then contest your shot at the rim as well.
Kern staying aggressive out to Zach Hicks. He's their best three-point shooter, and the best three-point shooter in the Big Ten.
It's good to get Puff Johnson back up in the lineup as well. He's been banged up.
Conan Niederhauser goes reverse. No, Johnson with the follow-up, and he's headed to the line for two. Mike Rhodes said that when he didn't have Puff Johnson the other night, they really missed his aggressiveness around the rim.
Well, keep in mind, Puff Johnson is a guy, he had 11 points in the national championship game a couple of years ago, and he was with North Carolina. So he's played on the biggest stages, and he's a supremely talented individual. But Mike Rhodes certainly understands without Ace Baldwin, it's a tall task today. I thought it was interesting. He used the term house money numerous times at shoot-around to kind of describe the opportunity at hand for his team.
Getting his team ready for the Big Ten tournament, going to Vegas in a few days.
He's planting that seed now.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just wants his guys to be loose and out their best ball handler, and really their best pretty much everything.
Yeah, baseball. You name it, he makes a huge impact with it. Defense, scoring, leadership, distributing.
TJ Bamba playing off 2 feet. Biddle with a tap back.
It's a good take, though, by TJ Bamba, and the shot fake on Conan Niederhauser. Got to continue to attack the rim if you're Oregon.
Quick shot. Puff Johnson rattles it down.
Good sign to get Puff Johnson in a flow. And when Oregon slaps that three-quarter court press on, you have to sprint back and find shooters and know who you're guarding. And Puff Johnson's one of those guys you have to find.
Jackson Shellstat on a heater right now, and he stays sizzling the last few.
Ridiculous stretch of basketball from Jackson Shellstat. He's averaging 23 points per game over his last two. Now 10 for his last 12 from three. And now this is the first look at the matchup zone from Oregon. It'll look like a 2-3, and then they'll get matched up with it.
Kern attacked it, but had to wheel it back out. Conan Niederhauser off a spin. Series of moves. Biddle hangs strong. Johnson volleyballs it, and it's won by Brandon Angel. So Oregon with their first hit from outside from Shellstat that last trip down. Him and Biddle led the comeback win against Ohio State on Thursday. And an attack sends Tracy to the free throw line. So Jackson Shellstat, we were waiting for that breakout. He was a 52% three-point shooter last year. He's looked like it the last couple of games.
It got off to a little bit of a slow start, as you can see with his numbers in the non-conference. And typically you don't see this. You don't see guys take a leap when they get into conference play. But Jackson Shelstad finished last year strong as a freshman. And now as he's found his confidence from beyond the arc, he is a big-time scorer. Because you saw the first three that he can make threes off the dribble. Those are the hardest ones to defend. As you're not having to, he's not relying on pin downs and staggered screens and different things. He can just get you backed up, get your hands down a little bit, and rise up.
Only a matter of time.
Yes.
He was going to start doing this.
No doubt. Needed it, though. Needed it on the two big wins, Maryland, Ohio State. And Jackson Shelstad has really played well offensively when the Ducks needed it.
Oregon knows exactly how Penn State is feeling right now. Both took lopsided losses to Illinois.
Yes.
And Oregon has bounced back well. Penn State trying to do that today. Dillion dials up a three that's heavy. And Bartholomew couldn't secure it for the Ducks. So second chance for Hicks. And two good looks at threes, and it'll go down to Oregon.
Pretty good looks, though, as Penn State's first couple of opportunities to attack this matchup zone. So important to not get baited into running your zone offense. You want to run your man-to-man offense, and that's what Mike Rhodes told us. Said the more we stand, the more they can get matched up and load up. Got to keep on moving. I like the shots early against it from the Nittany Lions.
Oregon trying to get it going on offense. First couple trips, nothing wet. Biddle and Shelstad got him going.
This is the action I like. We'll pick and pop.
And it is those two combining, and Biddle stroking it real well from three right now.
It was the #1 note I took getting ready for this game. Pick and pop with Biddle because of the hard hedge from Penn State.
Well, different ball handlers out there for Penn State today. Leads to the transition bucket for Bartholomew.
I mean, you talk about an Ace Baldwin, a guy that's got the ball in his hands most of the game as well. So it's just it's going to be a totally different look offensively for Penn State too without Ace Baldwin.
Kachi Enza in there in the post, giving up for Dillion. Mid-range pop.
Talented guy. Good athlete and playing with confidence.
And down the baseline, Tracy got a step on Hicks, but he left it short. A good start to this one. Penn State chasing one with Kern into the trees. Can't slingshot that home. And it's out of.
He is one of those guys where he brought basically the Creighton system to Oregon, and it's been exactly that for 15 years. Things look a little different when it's Dylan Brooks coming off the screen instead of Nick Baugh, but nevertheless, it's the same action.
Oh, nice rebound for Kwame Evans to clear the glass for Oregon. Who went on a 9-0 run just ahead of that first timeout after a slow start down in this end.
Great rotation from Kern there. That was that pick and pop, but Kern was there in the catch.
Good hands for Johnson. Kern takes it the other way. That counts on a goaltend.
What an adjustment from Mike Rhodes and Nick Kern. You get the pick and pop action. Biddle already got an open three off of it, but instead Kern rotates to take it away, and then it ends up in a turnover and a run-out layup. That is beautiful defense leading to offense from Penn State.
And transition, getting it past one of the best shot blockers in the Big Ten, and Biddle chasing them down. So Penn State takes back a lead in a back-and-forth first 5.5 minutes here from Happy Valley. Late shot clock for Bartholomew. On a skip, Shelstad got to get to work here. Gave it up instead of shooting it. And 30 seconds of good defense for the Nittany Lions. It's an action, Nick, that we're going to see all day. Shelstad and Biddle.
So this was the first pick and pop. So you get the ball screen. Not too many teams have a five-man that can stretch the floor like that. A lot of the five-men are rolling to the basket. Biddle can pick and pop and shoot threes. So what was the adjustment? It was a full rotation from the weak side. And Kern, who's played a lot of basketball for Mike Rhodes, was able to rotate, be there on the catch with Biddle. But we're going to see a steady diet of that today. I think you're going to see a lot of pick and pops with Biddle. And Penn State's ability to handle it is going to be vital.
Well, Mike Rhodes said that he feels like Biddle's the best big man in the Big Ten.
Very talented player. Just been banged up throughout his whole career.
And Dominic Stewart fresh in and needed a different club. A little heavy on it. And Oregon comes the other way. Here's Bartholomew. And Kern with the rebound. No Biddle in there to protect the rim for Oregon. It's Supreme Cook against Conan Niederhauser. Little shoulder shake, and he fouled him. So 2 coming at the line. Or no, this will be down on the floor. Tomorrow, more basketball coming your way. Minnesota against Maryland. It starts at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. I think Conan Niederhauser thought that he was shooting also.
It was on his turn to get into the jump hooks. That was close. That could have been called a shooting foul. Both these teams draw a lot of fouls, so free throws are probably going to loom large here in this game as well.
Some of that's the attacking ability of Shellstad, who draws one on Stewart.
Let's take a look at it. As Conan Niederhauser was going up into the jump hook, but I was definitely on the ground. Kwame Evans was coming in to help right at the last second. Didn't have time to wind up for the shot.
It's one you could probably sell a little bit better as the shooter, right?
I suppose.
And it did go on Evans. He was the man coming from behind. Kwame Evans called for his first foul. Bartholomew shut off. Gives it up for Shellstad. Clock dipping down again. Bartholomew lets it fly. And got 3.
He's a good compliment to Jackson Shellstad, another guy that can create and knock down shots as well. Almost playing 2 point guards basically out there with Bartholomew and Shellstad.
Bartholomew, a 44% three-point shooter, coming off the bench for Oregon. And an offensive foul. Puff Johnson called for his first. That's the 3 from Oregon.
Well, that's a Shellstad with the shot clock winding down. Instead of him having to force it, punches that gap just ever so slightly, and Bartholomew shot ready because he knew the shot clock. It's so important to have that awareness in those sort of situations. And Bartholomew knocked it down.
Well, Puff Johnson asking Amy Bonner where the foul was.
That's a tough one.
He sits with his first personal. And Oregon has opened up hot from 3. Short for Bartholomew. Followed his own and drew another foul.
Dana Altman loves to do that. If a guy knocks down a shot, he'll run a set play to get him another one. A little one fade, if you will, where you take him into the paint, pop back, and Bartholomew just missed it, but that's a wide open look.
Mostly for guys named Corver, Funk, Pritchard,
yes.
Les Ba.
Les Ba on that one.
Oh, Bamba. Right off the window. Nice shot at the rim.
Had to go high with Conan Niederhauser looming.
Interesting how both teams will attack the rims when Conan Niederhauser and Biddle are in the game today. They're the best rim protectors in the league. And Dunn goes right back to the rim.
It's a long shot over Kwame Evans from Dunn as well. Job playing off 2 feet. Got to be careful when you're going into the trees both ways.
Evans right back at the shot blocker twice in a row.
Trailing the play now. If you attack and explore, you got an opportunity if you're Penn State.
Hicks drove the closeout. Nice pass into Conan Niederhauser.
Play from Zach Hicks. Little shot fake, dumping it down, but that's all because Evans fell and you had a 5-on-4.
The game's got a nice little pace to it right now. Both teams getting to the rim in a back and forth 2-point game just out of the under 12 media timeout. Into the post, Supreme Cook, spin and score.
Totally different player than Nate Biddle. He's all power and strength, and good strength on the little drop step layup for Supreme Cook.
Oregon has come out, shot 57% in these first 8 minutes. Efficient offensive showing as usual. Kern slices, can't get it. Evans taps it to Cook. Shellstad wanted it, gets the feet set, and reins in another 3.
You saw it. He was getting organized and shot ready about a full second before that thing came. He is in such a good rhythm. He is drenched in confidence if he can shoot a 3 right now.
You can say it. Raft won't get mad at you.
Get the puppies organized.
Got those puppies organized. Oh, Niederhauser off of the lob from Kern.
What a find in the transfer portal. How did this guy average 7 points per game in Northern Illinois? I mean, he is skilled, he's long, he's light on his feet.
The MAC is good basketball league. That's probably
I suppose that's it. Good numbers again here, Connor.
Cook is late joining the play. So Dunn attacks. Now back to even strength at 5-on-5. Stewart spinning in. And Stewart got his own. And off the hands into TJ Bamba going 1-on-3. And he cruises in for 2 more.
You got some tired guys on the floor, especially Conan Niederhauser is really huffing and puffing right now.
Well, we're 2 minutes past media timeout we're due for, and there have been no stoppages. Line change coming after that timeout. With tired bodies out there, Stewart almost took advantage. Shellstad and his hot shooting carrying right into today with 6 early. Barthélemy with a rainbow. And Mike Rhodes not waiting.
One guy out of the equation, it changes almost everything. And so certainly a really challenging circumstance to try to play without Ace Baldwin. I think you're seeing some of that early on, getting down 10 here from Penn State.
And for a team's identity that is chaos, him being their identity, it's fitting that he's wearing the Joker on his chain.
How about that?
A great chain, an excellent chain Ace has over there. Out of the timeout, Mike Rhodes called. It's Johnson on the attack, late in the clock, and the lid's still on with Biddle back in there rebounding for the Ducks. Here's Bamba right down Broadway and draws a foul. So the biggest win of the year for Penn State was on this floor with Ace Baldwin shutting down Braden Smith, holding him to 6 points in a top 10 win.
Yeah, and it's twofold. Not only one-on-one Ace Baldwin can defend Braden Smith, but then there also is the ball screen coverage of trapping ball screens and hard hedging those ball screens, and they just got the ball out of Braden Smith's hands. And so I think that would have been the recipe today against that guy right there, Jackson Shellstad, just trapping him, and then Ace Baldwin being able to defend him mano-a-mano. And Braden Smith had 6 points in the whole game. Shellstad's already got 6. So we'll see what things look like as Penn State adjusts to trying to slow down Jackson Shellstad.
And that other top 15 win was basically wire to wire for Penn State. They're playing from behind in this one. And a couple of road losses recently. Indiana, they had to come back and make that a game late. Try to do it again today. As Kern spins, hangs off the rim.
Great contest from Biddle.
It's a 7-0 Oregon run, extended 12-2 run over the last 3+ minutes.
Just seems like Oregon is comfortable right now. You don't say that very often when Penn State's playing you. They're just the middle of the floor cleared out. Bamba with that big body hits that seam and lays it in.
He's physical, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah, he looks like a football player. Him and Bruce Thornton, I'm sure they get confused. Wait, you play for the Oregon football team, Ohio State football team? Nope. I'm a guard on the basketball team.
That could be the next Johnny Lloyd for Oregon. That goes down and stops the drought for Penn State from Dillion.
Yeah, that's the one thing you can do if you get Biddle in ball screens defensively, not overly fleet of foot, and doesn't get out on Dillion, who makes a 3.
Penn State needed it. Now looking for a stop, chasing 11. It's Barthélemy to Biddle, hard to the rim. And with that first half against Maryland, he went through a stretch where he scored 11 points in a row for Oregon. It's been off to the races since.
Yes. Sometimes all it takes is just to see a couple of go down as a scorer, and you're feeling it.
And Kern out of the timeout, goes window.
Penn State's been just a little disjointed going against this matchup zone. So finally got an opportunity for Kern to drive it and finish it.
Oregon's been living with a double-digit lead here for the last several minutes, back to 9. With Biddle working on Conan Niederhauser. Ooh, a little Dirk off 1 foot for Biddle.
Ridiculously tough shot over the outstretched arms.
Biddle said his dad had him playing as a guard his whole childhood and didn't really bring him down into the post. Showed something there. He's been working on that one throughout the last 4 years.
And I don't know if Mike Rhodes likes that shot from Tony Niederhauser. There's a pick and pop.
Open look. Slides off. Fight for the rebound from Kern, and it's going Penn State's way.
Well, let's take a look at this. Look how high the release is. This is 7'1", contesting. That is a tough shot, getting it up over the shot blocker and drills it. This was banged up last year, broke his wrist, only played 5 games. He's finally healthy, and he's shown what he can do, which is quite a bit scoring the ball.
Illness mixed into that as well, deep into last year. Kept him out. Angel saves it on the baseline for the Ducks.
Get out to this guy.
And Tracy off a shot fake. Blow by for Biddle, who lofts it up on the second try.
It's Oregon right now. They're taking care of the ball. They're scoring at a high rate. Penn State's got to find something to disrupt the rhythm and flow of the Ducks.
Oregon just 4 turnovers against one of the best turnover defenses in all of college basketball. Carter off, Johnson sweeps that up.
So that's one thing you can do against the matchup zone is you can get to the offensive glass on it. Because you can get matched up against bigger guys as a guard, or you're just not on anybody. And there, Puff Johnson, just a free run to the rim, and he laid it in.
Shellstad had the lane clear out and pulled up and drilled it.
It's just good offense. That possession was going nowhere, and Shellstad just hits a seam, hits a floater.
Hand check on Angel. 5th team foul on Oregon with 5:05 to go. Later tonight, watch Penn State women's basketball against number 4 USC and Juju Watkins. That's at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, right here on Big Ten Network, also on the Fox Sports app.
Try to get Hicks an open 3 if you can.
Hicks still hasn't scored in this game. Johnson short on the 3, followed up by Kern. Fresh 20 on the shot clock for the Nittany Lions. Locked into the land of the Ducks. Bunch of Oregon players down there in the paint.
It's good rotation for Kwame Evans, too.
And taken away, Miles Goodman. Penn State just got him healthy, the freshman big. Here's Kern turning the corner.
Good job by Goodman sealing off the help defense for Kern to go all the way to the rim.
Shellstad stops on a dime again. It's rebounded by Cook, goes up powerfully to the rim. You got your eyes wide watching Cook pursue that rebound.
I see. Watch Puff Johnson to seal off his man. My bad. I thought it was Goodman. It was Puff Johnson. Got to give him some love because that's nice there. Just holding off that help defense. Oregon's been long and active around the rim. Get into a body, and Puff Johnson does a nice job creating a scoring opportunity for Kern.
It's going to be interesting when they get Ace Baldwin back, seeing this Penn State team at full strength in the Big Ten.
Yeah, a very capable team, obviously.
They didn't have their front line depth, right? Because Goodman was out for 13 games. Enza missed a couple. Johnson missed Illinois. As soon as they get him back, Ace Baldwin to the bench out today.
Because nobody plays like Penn State in the Big Ten. They're unique. Oregon's a little bit like that with the matchup zone and some of the things they do. And this team's at full strength. They're a nightmare to deal with, especially when they're in this building.
Kern on the cross. Got to the rim. Goodman couldn't poke it home. Another chance at it with Kern. Closeout came quick from Tracy. Leon wanted to put that up. Gets the switch on Bamba, who seals him off. Well, Bamba having a good first half. 8 points, couple good defensive plays. And whips a pass over to Tracy, who airballs
from Oregon. And Oregon's long, and they have done a nice job, Connor, contested everything at the rim.
Well, where do you go if you're Penn State down here?
I think you want to get Hicks, trying to get him a shot here. You've got to try to get Hicks going on some open three-point opportunities.
He has been real quiet. Trying to get him one. It's a contested one. Maybe not the one that they had in mind. And contact under the basket with Goodman crashing into Evans. The Goodman's second foul.
It's harder. Ace Baldwin is typically the guy that is setting up his teammates as well offensively. And we know about him. He's got that reputation as a defender, right? Reigning Big East Defensive Player of the Year and Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. And you look at his numbers, he's 8 assists a game. So he sets the table for everybody else as well. So whether it's Hicks or Kern or these different guys, they're used to getting the ball from Baldwin in areas where they can score, and that hasn't happened as much today.
It's hard to know, right, with him being out, exactly what the point value is and what that value is exactly. But with the 14 points, the 8 assists, and his defense.
And the defense,
yeah. Just an estimate. It's probably in like the 30-point range that he's worth to you in a single game.
Tangible and intangible as well. The ability right now to calm people. Mike Rhodes talked to us about that today, about kind of riding the waves of the ups and downs of a game. And you need a guy like Ace Baldwin, because obviously you're in a funk right now.
Oregon by 14 with 3 left in this first half. Gillian trying to shake free. Gets to a spot. Left it short. And cleared by Barthélemy off of Johnson. And it pinballs back to Penn State. That was fun.
Need some sort of play to change the vibe of this game. Barthélemy falling away. And a heck of a play from Puff Johnson.
You got a dodgeball, you got no way, you got a tightrope, and then a layup for Puff Johnson.
Got to start stringing together some stops and getting Oregon uncomfortable if you're Penn State, though. Mike Rhodes said they might mix in some zone at some point, which is something you rarely see for his teams, but keep an eye out for that just to try to change some things up.
Biddle not out there. Bamba attacking, and Hicks snatches it away.
Push it and try to explore before that matchup zone gets set.
Kern had his eyes up, but saw nothing but ducks in the lane waiting for him. So Penn State plays in the half court. Kern, little stutter. Got to his pull-up. No, Hicks jabbed at it and into the hands of Cook.
Oregon doing a good job knowing personnel. Kern's not a shooter, so they're going under those ball screens at about 15 feet and making Kern play in a crowd.
Kern has only made 2 threes all season.
It's just not his game. He's a driver. He's an effective player. He's not a shooter.
Long trip here for the Ducks. Evans has it squirt free, and that's Penn State ball. Oregon trying to sweep this road trip, what they're calling their first official Big Ten road trip. USC, they're not counting that one.
Yeah.
Old Pac-12 rival. Here's Kern down the baseline. Tight look. Still alive. Now Bamba clears. And Dillion gets it back on the hit-ahead. Thought about it, then took it, and made it.
Needed it. Get the crowd into it. Just an errant pass. And just like that, it's at 9.
And Penn State's defense has started this run. 3 turnovers in the last couple of minutes. Inside a minute to go. Barthélemy short. Cook fights for it, wrestles it away, and he is hit. Tore it away from 3 Penn State players. And coming up in the halftime show presented by State Farm, Dave Revson, John Beilein, Jordan Taylor in position, getting ready to break things down and talk about everything that's been going on with the 4 games in the Big Ten in men's basketball today.
This league, unpredictable. Each game, you've seen some lopsided wins. It can get away from you in a hurry on the road in the Big Ten. If you don't bring your A game, you've seen some lopsided affairs. And certainly it was Illinois that went to Oregon.
Yep. And maybe the most impressive win of anybody in the country this year.
Coach Altman still upset about that. That shoot-around today was still griping about how he didn't like his team's fight in that game at all. But when Illinois is rolling, they can make a lot of teams look silly.
Oregon coming back from down 8 with 6 minutes to go against Ohio State. Certainly made them feel a little better.
Yes.
And a turnover into the hands of Tracy leading the break. It's tapped free by Hicks. Trying to get his offense going now, and he's fouled. Still a foul to give for Oregon. That would be just their 6th in this first half. So it wouldn't be automatic free throws.
Well, I think all things considered, without Ace Baldwin, not shooting the ball particularly well, if Penn State can go to half with this thing under 10, that's a win in my book.
No doubt. I will say that was on the way to the basket for Hicks.
I think that's a right call.
Yep. They talked about it for a second and put Hicks at the free throw line for 2.
Another thing, you get a shooter. I know it's right before half, but nevertheless, Hicks is going to see the ball go through the net twice now, and sometimes that's what you need to be in a better frame of mind as a shooter for that next open one that could come. Maybe not for this till the second half, but still.
So remember that as we get into the second half.
Yes, absolutely.
The last few minutes here, Penn State has doubled Oregon's turnovers. That's what's opened up the window. The shot clock off. Oregon can use the rest of the first half.
You know, the pick and pop here.
Shellstad and Biddle hunting one final shot before the break. Inside 10 seconds. Shellstad gives it up for Tracy. 5 seconds to go. Tracy driving kick. Biddle a 3. It slides down, and that's
in the open floor and aren't going to have to go against this half-court matchup zone. The better will serve them offensively. But certainly Oregon's just got to continue to take care of the ball.
Well, first look goes to Brandon Angel to open up the scoring for Oregon.
Great set play out of the half from Coach Altman. Just a little cross screen for Angel, who was quiet in that first half. It's an easy one at the rim.
I think he didn't take a shot in the first half.
Yeah, I would say that qualifies as quiet.
Definitely a little whisper in that first half for Angel. Here's Kern going underneath. Gorgeous move, Nick Kern.
Left by himself because he's a non-shooter, but he's understands his strengths and plays to him. I think that's one of the things I like most about Kern. He does not have an identity crisis. He knows what he does well, and he plays accordingly. He is a driver.
He is the picturesque teammate for Mike Rhodes, and he's leading them down on offense after another takeaway.
It was these sort of early possessions before the half-court matchup zone could get set. You attack, you get to the rim, you get a kick-out 3 to Hicks, you turned it down.
Here's Puff Johnson leading in, tap out. Dillion got hands on it, and Shellstad clearing the path. Then 1-on-2, and Bamba blocked by Dillion. Sports out to Johnson.
Incredible job by Kern. 2-on-1, you work on that all the time in practice on how to play 2, bluff and recover. He baited Shellstad into passing it to Bamba, and then he had extra Nittany Lions running the floor. That's excellent defense.
Kern hooks a pass for Hicks. Can't get going from 3 yet. Kern fighting for it. And him and Bamba coming together in a whistle.
Kern understands his strengths. Look at all the space around him because he's a non-shooter, but he catches it on the run and uses it athleticism. And this is just an incredible job in a 2-on-1 fast break defense situation that ultimately leads to a block. But Kern was able to play 2. He got Shellstad a little off balance, and all that did was buy time for the other Nittany Lions to get back into the play. Just a great job from Kern.
Sure was. That was a jump ball that they called, by the way. Arrow was with Penn State. Keeps it down here. Angel, good defense on Johnson. Clock at single digits, down to 5 as Hicks takes a look. Can't get free. Lost his dribble. And airballs to 3. Oregon stingy down on defense for a long stretch there.
Yeah, Hicks 0 for 2 from 3 in that first half. He's already gotten 3 threes up to start this second half. I thought he turned down an easy one early there. And then just had to heave that one up. But Hicks has got to knock down some shots for Penn State.
The hope was for Penn State his free throws. Getting out in transition could get him going. At the end of the half, as Shellstad stays real hot.
Just an excellent cross screen. Ran that same cross screen action to get Angel a bucket, and so everybody ran with Angel, and Shellstad was the one that was wide open.
10 points for Shellstad. Ball fake. DeLeon against Biddle draws the foul.
He's okay. You know what's a great pain reliever?
Shot.
Making a shot. That'll make you feel a little bit better. See if Penn State on a made free throw can do something they haven't done and have a little full court press where they run and jump, try and trap the ball handler, but Shellstad catches it on a run. Doesn't even give a defense a chance.
After the free throw catharsis for Freddie DeLeon. So right at where we were at halftime. 7-point game with Oregon in front and building it with Biddle.
First possession of zone. And Nate Biddle, perfect flash to the middle of the floor and turns and scores.
DeLeon. Well, such backboard follow-up. Hicks, yes.
Never fails. Bricks are the hardest shots to rebound defensively. They come off in unconventional places and right place, right time. And Hicks drills it.
When Mike Rhodes realized that DeLeon needs a minute.
Yes. Knocked down those 2 free throws, but then hit the side of the backboard on that 3. So here, some more zone. So they went zone. In the last possession, Biddle got into the middle of the floor and knocked one down.
Biddle down in the block with Conan Niederhauser. He's up in that area again, attacking the guards, and had to give it up again. Tracy fires a 3. And Penn State in that zone, everything but the rebounds. It's Bombo. He has all day. And Penn State gets their stop in that zone look.
Well, I like that Mike Rhodes went with it, gave up a bucket, and so many times coaches get spooked out of the zone. You know how many times your man-to-man gets scored on? Pretty frequently. If your zone gets scored on, it's not the end of the world. Mike Rhodes told us at shoot-around, going to sprinkle in some zone. And sometimes it's nice to wait till the second half so you don't have an opportunity to adjust to it at halftime. So Mike Rhodes, little strategy paying off.
Especially when you don't play it a lot.
No, which you can tell you could tell it hurt Mike Rhodes' soul to talk about playing zone a little bit today at shoot-around.
Conan Niederhauser with the turn.
And sticking with it. More 2-3 zone.
Closest this game has been in a while. Oregon built a 14-point first half lead. Shellstad was in range there, gave it up. Tracy off a couple of shot fakes. Quiets the crowd.
Shot fakes at the rim against the shot blocker.
Kern turned the corner, short. Good rebound, Bartholomew. Now he leads the break. Whips a pass in for Cook. And DeMarco Dunn back in there and kicked out of bounds.
Simple plays, and it's amazing how applicable that is for a lot of your turnovers. A lot of your turnovers, you end up trying to make something be a little more complicated than it needs to be, and especially against Penn State, if you don't keep it simple, they're going to take your rock.
DeMarco Dunn trying to turn. Penn State got that call going to break. It's Kern driving in and scoring.
Kern is really, that's his 13th field goal attempt. He has been the most aggressive Nittany Lion, especially driving the ball to the basket.
So back to a 5-point game. Been here twice since halftime after Oregon led by as many as 14 in that first half. Here's Cook powering in again and trying to do damage to the rim. He got fouled.
Went zone the last 2 possessions and man there. But Kern, you know he's a driver, but he still gets to a spot. Pretty good strength and a flex afterwards. And Supreme Cook, not a good free throw shooter. But boy, does he put pressure on the defense and the rim.
Does that qualify as a simple play?
That is a simple play right there. Catch and try to dunk it.
Well, maybe he stole something from Tom Osborne when he was the coach at Creighton. Tom Osborne, the legendary Nebraska coach. We don't need guys on bicycles driving on ramps doing backflips. Simple, boys.
Simple wins. Let's see what you did there. That was good. Simple wins.
You may have heard that on a podcast.
Yeah.
There's Kern getting it back. Hicks off a shot fake. Finally got going. saying, let's go to the crowd. Answer, Bamba, no. Kern on the cross. Penn State has tied the game.
Tied this thing up.
Baldwin, their leading scorer, their leading passer, the reigning Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. And that's just a snippet of the list of what he means to Penn State.
Now back some 2-3 zone. Mixed it in here in this run from Penn State.
Short corner Biddle got it out for Angel. In and out on the three. Wow. Thing will not sit down.
The zone has gotten stops. And now Penn State trying to mix it up. Some man, some zone, keep Oregon off balance.
Marco Dunn gives Penn State the lead.
Nobody there on the edge of that ball screen. That's an easy one for DeMarco Dunn.
First lead since it was 12-11 for the Nittany Lions.
Doesn't it feel like it's Shellstad time? He's got to get rolling here for Oregon.
He's got the ball in his hands with 8 on the shot clock. Nick Kern is right with him. Kern still glued to him. Shellstad hit it anyway.
Hit that one from Harrisburg. That thing was from way downtown. When you're hot, you're hot. Doesn't matter where you're at. And needed it.
Yeah, that was a commute in from the airport three. That's short for Johnson. And here comes Bamba in Oregon. Bamba, physical to the rim. He's got 2 coming up.
And look at this shot from Jackson Shellstad. Late shot clock, nothing doing. Didn't even have time to really knock one or make a move, but instead he just rises up. Is way beyond the arc. And Kern, sometimes you just can shake your head and pat the opponent on the back.
Well, good game feel by you, good game feel by him, because you said it, one had to come for Shellstad.
Yes.
He hadn't taken a 3 since midway through the first half.
No, and Shellstad, it's a mark of a good player. Feels like he's been quiet. He's got 13 points. He's 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. But he's feeling it. He's in quite a groove, not just today, but over the course of now 2.5 games. And he understands when his team needs him to be aggressive. I think that's what needs to happen now, especially against this 2-3 zone. He's got to find those stop spots on the wings and look to shoot.
And a couple at the line has Oregon back in front after the brief lead on the Dunn jumper for Penn State. And Penn State going for a top 15 win for the 4th time under Mike Rhodes. And a reach-in foul with Dunn on the take.
Foul number 5, TJ Bamba. His second, team second.
And TJ Bamba picks up his second on Oregon in this half. Conan Niederhauser, nothing down there against Biddle. And a bunch of shot blockers in the Big Ten. So Kern tries his hands. Didn't mind the trees being down there.
A great drive from Kern. Usually in the first half, there were ducks coming in to contest or block or alter. Nothing there. That's a big dude. He drove all the way to the basket in Bamba.
Oregon trying to extend the lead again, up by 1. Do a timeout, the next dead ball. Bamba hops in. Still pivoting. Johnson with him all the way. Barthélemy leans in.
But Hicks got caught ball watching. He turned and looked at the ball and lost his sight of his man. And Barthélemy did a good job moving and freeing himself up to help out his teammate.
Dunn reads it. Niederhauser off the line.
Just staple for Penn State with Conan Niederhauser. First time they got it today. And now some more 2-3 zone. Going back and forth, man and zone. Either Coach Altman can dial up something for Shellstad.
Shellstad hit the deep 3. It's into Angel. Out for Bamba. Can't connect. Poked out. Dunn secures it for the Nittany Lions. Good action in this second half. Johnson, little hook. It goes.
I love it. Penn State has had a lot of success when they've explored early in possessions there before the defense can get set.
Shellstad calling for some help, and then gets it right back.
How much zone offense has Oregon worked on getting ready for Penn State? Probably very little, right?
Haven't shown it. No reason to get ready for it. 5 in the shot clock. Extra pass. Bomba's got to go. Now Angel, 2 in the shot clock. Has to rush it. And a great defensive trip for Penn State.
This zone has really got Oregon stymied.
Use 30 seconds of clock. Just never got going. Johnson back to the rim. A 17-point flip from down 14 for Penn State.
And the crowd is into the game now. Was not a factor in the first half.
Angel center of the zone, draws the foul.
He as a coach. And you're seeing that come to fruition here early on in his tenure here in State College. But that guy right there, I think, has got a plan. Like you said, he's very thoughtful. Everything has substance behind it.
Yeah, he'll let you in. He'll give you a little peek behind the curtain, and sometimes it can be a little protective when you're coming off a loss like they were the other day. But like you said, very confident. He's got a plan. Trying for a top 15 win for the 4th time since he took the job last year.
This would be an amazing win with no Ace Baldwin.
Hicks, turn around, got it.
Size, that's what that was. Keyshawn Barthelemy, 6'1", Hicks, 6'8".
And so Oregon has had to come from behind in some of their Big Ten wins, off to a 3-2 start.
Got more shooting on the floor now.
Shellstad from deep, it slides off.
Well, you'd like to see Shellstad, maybe just because you can doesn't mean you should. You can knock down deep threes, but don't settle for too long of a shot. Get in scoring range and get ready to shoot.
Shellstad glued to DeMarco Dunn. Now he goes under the screen.
This is the guy that is just giving Oregon fits driving the ball to the basket.
Well, Tracy had hands on the ball, but also hands on body. Called for the foul. Wrestling coming up. Ohio State against Rutgers. Top 20 dual meet is next on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Shane Sparks has been a busy guy this week.
If there was a judo event coming up, Yannick Conan Niederhauser might be the #1 pick in the Big Ten.
At 7 feet tall.
At 7 feet tall, he's a blue belt in judo.
Which means he's 2 away from a black belt.
Which means I want nothing to do with him.
Same. Well, this is where Penn State has had to live to win Big Ten games. Is at the free throw line.
Yeah, that's dramatic. Look at that. 38.5 free throw attempts a game and wins, 13 in losses. And Oregon did an excellent job, I thought, in the first half of contesting shots at the rim without fouling. Penn State's doing a little bit better job getting some easier shots and getting to the free throw line.
Where's Oregon going offense right now?
Well, Shellstad's got to free himself up for some easier shots. But certainly short corner, high post against the zone works well too, but you got to complete the pass.
A little bit of good look, big to big. Angel back into play on defense, but Hicks whisks it away with Barthelemy. With the hit ahead for Shellstad, all alone for a finger roll.
A little cherry picking from Jackson Shellstad. Every once in a while, you got to pick and choose your times to maybe leak a little bit. And boy, did he leak. He was almost all the way out at half court before that loose ball rebound got corralled up by a duck, and he got 2 points out of it.
I think that's it. We got to beat the zone. Is
that down the floor?
Is that what he was thinking?
For sure.
He did. Shellstad got 2. Biddle closes off Dunn. Oregon in a stance for a long stretch here. Down to 5 in the shot clock. Dilly on step back. Drilled the 3. Biggest Penn State lead of the night. Biddle doesn't have an answer. A 21-point flip. Oregon by 14 late in the first half. Penn State by 7. And inside 7 to go.
This match here. DeLeon with Biddle. And don't come with the ball screen, going to just attack.
On the stutter, Biddle recovered but called for the foul.
Allowed Penn State to set their zone as well. And the way you beat a zone is threes, offensive rebounds, and transition to beat it down the floor. Well, it's hard to transition when you're not getting stops. But I think you got to find a way to get this guy right here some threes against the zone, and then you got to start attacking the offensive glass as well. Kwame Evans on the floor, number 10 in black, can do just that.
A career high for DeLeon with 17 points. Answer for Bartholomew.
Great flash and mid-range jumper from Bartholomew.
Here's the pressure for Oregon. DeLeon in real trouble. It's deflected, and Tracy takes it away. Instant pressure, no basket, as Dunn came in to save it.
And it had Jackson Shellstat just wide open for a three. And instead, Tracy forced a tough shot right at the rim.
So it stays at 7 for Penn State.
Shellstat ran right to the arc and wanted it. Oregon's going to come back with that press on those dead balls, a little full court.
A long stretch of defense. DeLeon, a late foul called. Bartholomew cannot believe that.
Looked like in real time Bartholomew got some hand, and it was a foul. Take another look at it as DeLeon's going to rise up. That's tough.
DeLeon with one of his few misses today. Oregon, Nick, has one of the best resumes in the country. Auburn, the metrics love the Auburn Tigers right now. Oregon, with the win today, they're tied with the Auburn Tigers for most quad one wins in the country.
How about that? Well, you see our own Michael Corsi consistently having Oregon as one of the top seeds in his projections for the NCAA tournament. But the Ducks have really pieced together a nice resume so far.
Alabama and Texas A&M played last night. That was two teams that had lost to Oregon. Tracy and one for the Ducks.
Job. Finally, Penn State mixing and matching. They were in zone. Now they go man-to-man. And Tracy with a great drive right down the middle of the floor. Conan Niederhauser just a little tardy to the party. And if you're late, oftentimes you foul.
Tracy, a returner from a team that was a couple of possessions from going to the Sweet 16 last year. And he completes the three-point play for the Ducks.
Didn't quite get the full court press set. And we're going to fall back now.
Kern rejected the screen all the way in, and Biddle wipes it clean.
Got to find Shellstat here.
He's running. He attacks the closeout, gives it up. Evans there for two.
That's an example of a transition. One of the few times Oregon was able to get a stop, a rebound, an outlet, and a run, and it ends in an easy one.
We've had success with this pressure also. Johnson with the attack. Hung in the air forever.
Degree of difficulty, 10 out of 10. Wow.
Open look. Bartholomew spun that out. There have been a couple of shots for the Ducks that have been all but made just to turn out in the second half. We hit the 4.5-minute mark. Whitney lines by 5. DeLeon working on a career day. Late shot clock. Step back. Shellstat with them all the way. Forces the turnover. Lead pass. Tracy on the jam from Bartholomew.
Amazing hands from the Ducks, leading to an easy run out.
Thought Mike Rhodes might take that timeout. Not wait for the media, but inside 4 now. Next dead ball will take us. And a tight one from Bryce Jordan center. It's raked away by Evans. New life for Penn State. DeLeon catches it again.
Just keep playing. And I know that sounds simple, but when you hear it every day, if you get down or up on game day, it doesn't change your approach. I think some of the redundancy of the messaging helps the Ducks, and I think it's reflective in their record in close games.
Bartholomew three, nailed it.
Needed it. Been really cold from three in this second half. And the reality is, against his own, Connor, you can run up all the sets you want, but you got to knock down some threes, and Bartholomew hits a big one.
The Ducks started 5 of 8. They were 1 of 12 since then until that Bartholomew make. Hicks off a ball fake, wrapped it under the rim.
Around the shot blocker, using the rim to shield off Biddle.
The same spot, Bartholomew passed. Tracy gets in on it.
Even by Penn State, while the zone has served them well, they're not a zone team. They've been a little off schedule on their rotations, and they leave Tracy wide open. Now back-to-back threes in big spots for Oregon.
Oregon 4-1 in those close games. Locked in another one. And they get another stop with Evans off the Kern miss. Chance to tie it or take the lead with 2.5 to go. Tracy just hit into the post. It's Evans keeping his composure.
It's a talented guy right there who is long. And even against Kern, he's got the advantage. A great duck-in post-up and finish.
With the swings in this second half. Have it back to even, and Kern gives Penn State the lead.
It's like they're matched up man-to-man here. Haven't seen that pick and pop with Shellstad and Biddle.
Penn State trying to gut one out without Ace Baldwin today. Nick Kern, one of their other leaders, sidelined right now. Bartholomew steps in and out. Hicks crashes and secures the defensive rebound. Inside 2 minutes to go. Oregon playing for a 7th quad 1 win. Penn State wants a top 15 win. Hicks. I think that's what he had in mind.
No. Good help from Biddle.
Over the top, it's Evans getting clear again.
Gotta have better transition defense, especially given the scenario that what you saw there. Just an easy run out for Evans.
Gillian working on a career best. No. Rebound Bartholomew.
Oregon will chew some clock, and you got a pretty good closer with the ball for the Ducks.
Oregon trying to sweep this Big Ten road trip after the comeback win against Ohio State. Shellstad, 7 on the clock, still probing, got to his spot.
You'd imagine that'd be what Penn State will want.
If there is a tie-up, it will go the Ducks' way.
It's like man-to-man, Connor.
With Kern at the controls, in attack mode, over Biddle, it dances off, and Bartholomew has the rebound.
What an amazing contest from Biddle.
Remember, not in the bonus here, only 14 fouls for Penn State. 8-second difference, game and shot clock. Not a foul. Mike Rhodes the same foul, and they finally give it, but they'll have to do it a couple more times.
Lost quite a bit of clock there. But that's an amazing contest from Biddle, but you still got fouls to give.
We have seen some weird stuff late in games in the Big Ten this week. You were there
Minnesota
on Monday for
Ohio
one.
State, yes.
Oregon played that game against Maryland when they took a timeout and they didn't have one. It's been a dramatic end-of-game type week in the Big Ten, and there's the 6th team foul and the final one to give for Penn State. So this next one that Penn State will give will send Oregon into the 1-1. It's Biddle giving it up to Tracy. That was a little bit nervy. And some time ticking off, and now the foul given. 5 seconds came off the clock.
And there was it was real close to Tracy traveled there. And Mike Rhodes, that's what he was going for. They're yelling to the officials.
And the pass was at his feet.
Yes.
Almost a turnover there, almost a travel. Leads to a 70% foul shooter, Jadrian Tracy, to the free throw line. Remember, this is a 1-1. Another big one to come to make it a 2-score game. One timeout each way. Arrow is with the Ducks. And Tracy makes it a 2-possession game for Oregon. Well, Penn State got to work quick. Penn almost lost it. Gives it up for Hicks. Off a shot fake. Hicks in and out on the 3. Offensive rebound, Kern, but with 6 seconds. And Penn State runs Hicks, their best three-point shooter, into him. Got to go. He hits the 3 with 2 seconds left. And Evans running, looking short, still looking, and he uses that time. No pressure on the inbounder. He moved, he got it in, clock starts, and was the foul given before time went out? Tracy moved.